Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about Jeff Seid. This just came out of nowhere. Someone tagged me on Instagram. Brittany let me know. I just got to remind people are like, man, why do you post this or that on Instagram? I don't. I've never posted on Instagram. Brittany posts on my Instagram. She likes Instagram. She runs her own. She runs mine. You're talking to Brittany on Instagram, not me. But I do check it out at least maybe once a day or so. I go through and take a peek at it and scan at it. But someone tagged me in Instagram with this post with Jeff Seid calling some other fake natty a natty beast. And if you guys know, there's a little bit of history with Jeff Seid now. That's from way in the past, all the way back when I lived in the United Kingdom. Because you guys know I bumped into him at an expo there. And I have told people, and other people who were next to us can attest to that, Jeff Seid's not as big as you guys think he is. Yeah, he's a fake natty, but I was surprised. He's actually a lot smaller than I was even then, and I'm bigger now. I was actually shocked because he looks a lot bigger in his photos. Again, kind of that Photoshop look, telltale characteristic of a fake natty. He looks bigger than he is. Certain substances can help produce that, particularly in people who are genetically gifted with the right insertions and the right shape. Stuff you're just born with. It can really, really bring that stuff out a lot and make you look a lot bigger than you really are. Now, that being said, obviously when all this fake natty stuff was going on and I had come out talking about all that stuff, I was one of the first guys in the industry to talk about this whole fake natty fiasco. Jeff Seid made a thread on social media that he was going to knock me out. And he never replied again. He never mentioned my name again after I replied back and told him that if he wanted to go ahead and hit me, that I would climb up him and bite his nose off, spit it back in his pretty boy face, and ruin his modeling career forever. And that kind of was the end of that. There was never anything else out of Jeff at that point. But, different world now. I live in Texas, again, back home. Different set of rules here. Obviously, that wouldn't be what I would do if the dude hit me. But, again, I don't think he wanted anything to do with that at that point. And I haven't really had any other interaction with Jeff Seid other than to occasionally laugh about the whole fake natty thing. Now, here's the thing. Jeff aside, he's not really the point of this. The point is that you always see fake natties defending other fake natties. And you know what? They have to, because they're in the fake natty business. It is an industry now. It's an industry. People say, what do you mean it's an industry? Well, it is, because how do you think people can sell workout programs, ebooks, meal plans, supplements? It's by claiming they're natty, the whole fake natty industry. And so they have to support other people. And you have a guy like Jeff, who we know is a fake natty, with a guy next to him who is obviously more fake natty than he is, obviously using quite a bit more stuff. A lot of guys are going to go, oh man, he got them BBC genetics, man, he got those BBC genetics. Come on, guys. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. You guys get this idea that every black dude who lifts weights is going to look like their own gear. That's not the real world. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. In fact, there were studies done on elite athletic genetics here in the United States by race, and they did find that African Americans had a higher percentage of the per capita, the population did have those really amazing muscle gaining elite athletic genetics they were looking for, but it wasn't as high as you would think it was. It was something like 3%. 3% of them had those genetics, and like 2% of white dudes did, so it was higher. But people get this idea that every black dude out there must have like these amazing athletic genetics. No, you just have a slightly larger number of people per capita who do. And it's not as extreme as people want to think it is. It just isn't. It just isn't. So, again, to automatically jump up and people will do that, because I know they're going to do that. They always do that when you bring this up. And they're always like, well, I believe it might be natties, these black dudes. Like, come on, guys. It doesn't work that way. Nobody could be so racist. But I digress. Back to the point of the fake natty business. They have to hold each other up. Because if they don't, then everyone else is going to call them out as a fake natty. I mean, look at MMA. Look how many MMA guys call out everyone else. Everyone else is cheating. Everyone else is cheating. And then before long, everyone's accusing everybody of cheating, and all the people know, everyone who's not naive knows they're all on drugs and everything else. In the fake natty game, they got to do all this drug testing, and they all pretend everyone else is natty even when they know they aren't, because their image is harder to hold up. And so they can't have dissenting voices. They all support each other, because it's always like, hey, if this guy looks a little better than me, he's a little bigger, a little fuller than I am. In this case, that was quite a bit. And if I claim he's natty and convince people he's natty, they'll all believe I'm natty, and I can keep selling products. I can keep my sponsorships. I can keep making my money. And that's the name of the game. That's why you see people out there in this whole game, who are in the whole fake natty game, who will actually literally say stupid stuff like Simian Panda or Myco Tren are natty. You know what? No reasonable person, no person with two brain cells to rub together, honestly thinks either one of those guys is natty. Come on. No one who does. But then those guys play it off, and they get fan bases. And when you got guys who look like that who can get a fan base, and, you know, again, Myco Tren always like, steroids is just a term the lazy use to describe the dedicated. Like, bro, people can inject work capacity too. That just because you work hard doesn't mean that you're not using a substance that increases drive and aggression in the gym, that also increases work capacity and increases recovery so that you can recover from the more intense workouts. Okay, hard work is not a defense. And that only comes from the fact that we do know guys who don't train hard, who use a lot of gear. We see them. And they make pretty good gains while training really, really, really lazy. If they use enough. If they use plenty of gear, they get away with it. We see those, and so then that kind of creates that defense that guys like that can use. But the reality of that's BS. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And this whole business gets perpetuated ultimately. So that on the smaller level, it's so a lot of these individual guys can sell training programs. They can sell meal plans. They can sell ebooks to the ignorant. And the scary part is, I mean, you can take someone like Seid. You guys remember when he discussed nutrition? And he actually tried to say, oh, there's 4 grams of carbs in an egg yolk. You guys remember that? That's what level of nutritional knowledge this guy has. So when people start looking at how good this guy looks, if you honestly think it's because of what he knows about nutrition or training, well, have you ever watched him train? You ever watched the guy train? He doesn't know how to perform a deadlift in a safe manner. He doesn't know how to perform any sort of chest presses in an actual safe manner. This doesn't damage your rotator cuffs. Guy does close grip bench presses in a way that we know damages your wrist. I mean, just little basic stuff. He doesn't have a lot of knowledge of training, and he thinks there's 4 grams of carbs in an egg. All right? Now, that's one of the most preferred keto foods out there. Keto dieters eat eggs all day long. But, you know, that's the level of knowledge the guy has. All right, it's called genetics and drugs, not knowledge. So a lot of these guys literally have nothing worthwhile to teach you. They really don't. But without them having this natty status, they can't sell all their little individual products. Then we come to the big money, the supplement industry. The supplement industry makes billions of dollars a year off these fake natties. That's why they prop up these fake natty bodybuilding contests. All right, like I think they were talking about Muscle Mania. Some guys were saying that guy, and I don't know who he is. Don't care who he is. Doesn't matter who he is. But he's involved in Muscle Mania. Their drug testing practices have been considered to be very questionable. And it's not like anyone's ever going to fail a drug test when they know it's coming. In other words, if a person were to come to me a year ahead of time, be like, man, I got this, they're going to test me, they're going to urine test me on this day in 1 year. It's like, use whatever you want, just make sure it clears your system by the time of the drug test. You can actually use Google. This is how crazy this is. All right, guys. This is how easy that sort of drug test is to pass these days. You can actually Google the clearance times for urine test. For any PED known to man, you can actually find on Google the clearance times of how soon a person has to come off of that to pass the urine test. All right, now there's blood testing and everything too, but I think that organization does very, very infrequent urine testing, and it doesn't even always urine test at every show. They only urine test at the show, not any off-season, nothing random. So in other words, if you know that what you're taking takes 72 hours to clear for a urine test, you quit taking it 4 days before the show. If you know it has a 10-day clearance time, you'd come off of it 11 days before the show. Alright? It's not exactly rocket science at this point. This isn't difficult. But, of course, they don't even... people, again, have accused them of not even being very stringent even on that. So, it ultimately comes down to just politics anyways. All these natty organizations exist so that people can have a claim that there's natties out there. They all get sponsored by supplement companies, and then they use these fake natties to sell products based upon the natty status of their athletes. I mean, it's good money if you can get into it. It's good money. Real good money. Not necessarily for the bodybuilders, it's good money for the supplement company owners. Because they can prop these fake natties up all day long. They can create all these little drug-tested federations to prove they're natty. These guys, these amazing genetics, amazing physiques, they can drug test them and use them to sell another $5 million in supplements. And the people say, well, $5 million in sales isn't that much because of overhead. No, guys, there's not that much stuff in those bottles. Believe me, those tubs are selling you for $50. There's less than $5 in that container. Yeah, they've got to ship it, they've got to move it, they've got to pay people to handle it. But the actual value of the product is not even going to be $10 or $15. If they're selling it for $50, I promise you, there's only $5 in that container. If you were to manufacture it yourself and buy bulk whole products and everything, it's not that much. All right, so they are making over $4 million off that $5 million in sales, and that's what it's all about. The whole fake natty business exists purely as a business. And the same thing, you'll get guys who'll start their YouTube channel. They go, I'm not even involved in any of that, and I'm natty and just followed my 5-day-a-week body part split and my six meal a day meal plan that I'll sell you, and I'm not involved in that. I'm true natty. But that's also a marketing strategy also, isn't it? Because there's real good money in YouTube also. Real good money, guys. There's a lot of money all the way around now in claiming to be a fake natty. Used to just be through the supplement companies, but now you can get a fake natty, get these supplement companies to pay you a little, sell your own meal plan, start a YouTube channel, get a couple 100,000 subscribers. You'd be making 6 figures real quick. So there's a big, big financial incentive to this. The fake natty thing is a business. All right, claiming to be natty on the internet while not being natty is a business, and business is good. They are making a killing off of it. Making a killing off the ignorance of a lot of these silly ass kids who don't know any better. They don't know any better. They literally don't. And it can be created to the point to where if you even call them out on being a fake natty, you're not trying to help people. You're not trying to help people not throw their money away. You're now a hater. You're just jealous. You're jealous of how they look because you can't achieve it. All right, even if you don't care about physique stuff. I get accused of that. I don't care about the physique thing. I'm not interested in it. I think it's gay as hell. I'm not interested. I'm straight and I'm in a monogamous relationship. I don't care about this gay men's physique competition. I'm not into it. It's not my bag. Not interested. But I want to help people not get ripped off. I want to help people get good information and not throw away their money on worthless products. But you see, when you call that out, that now makes you a hater and jealous. You can't help people anymore now because that's the standard defense. And that's what Mike Otran always uses again. That's just the lazy, the word the lazy use for the dedicated. And it's like, really? When there's guys like me saying it who've competed and won medals in powerlifting and in our own sports and have been decently successful at them and train hard and live a fitness life. That's not laziness, bro. We're just calling it like it is. Not saying you don't have great genetics, not saying you don't train hard, but you clearly are using a fair amount of gear. But again, they don't ever want to spin it that direction. It's always the way they want to spin it. It's just that you're lazy and you're hating. When in reality, you're just trying to call out piss poor and unethical business practices. You know, that's ultimately what it should be about. And ultimately, that's the point when we call out these fake natties. It shouldn't be about, oh, I'm calling you out because you're the terrible bad person, you're a fake natty. No, it's like we're just trying to help people not get ripped off. You know what? If a person isn't making a profit, isn't making a financial profit and conning people off of their natty status, I don't care if they shoot 5 grams a week while pinning natty. I don't care. If that's what they do on their Instagram and they're not selling a product based on it, they're not ripping anyone off, you know what? Doesn't matter. I don't care. You shouldn't care either. Because they're not hurting anyone with their lie. All right? It's when they're hurting people and taking people's money with their lie when it's a problem. That's the only time we should ever care about it. It's the only time it matters. Right? Because a lie that doesn't hurt anyone doesn't matter. It's victimless crime. But conning people with a lie, taking their money, there's a whole industry that's making billions of dollars doing that. And that's billions of dollars in lost revenue or lost money out of people's pockets who just don't know any better. And those of us who do know, I think we do have a moral obligation to say, hey guys, come on, this is BS. Don't buy this stuff. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.